Hi, welcome to Teach Start. So in today's video we're going to be looking at PowerPoints or equivalent, and we're going to be talking about whether they're good, whether they're useful, and also like how to actually do a decent PowerPoint if we have time, which as teachers we never feel we do. However, if on a lot of this stuff we're going to discuss today, if you get into good habits with it, it actually carries forward and actually doesn't take that long as you know where to look. So we're going to start this video a bit differently. We're going to see what I think is the most amazing PowerPoint ever, and we're just going to look at one slide. Okay, I lied. It is a hideous PowerPoint, but I want to think about why it is a hideous PowerPoint. What is it about this PowerPoint that is so awful? I'm just going to go through a few bits really, because this is just a representation of where I think that people have fallen foul. So ignoring the content, because we're a subject agnostic channel unless we do a special video on something. So looking at this PowerPoint, the first thing that you'll notice is that the text is way too small. There's no way in heck that a student at the back of the classroom is ever going to see that. The other thing you'll notice about this PowerPoint is that the text colour is really poor match for the background colour, and this is so frequent. Now this is really difficult to judge, because basically what looks good on your super duper monitor display on your laptop or on your desktop display is not necessarily what you're going to end up seeing on your projector. Projectors are amazing pieces of technology. Love projectors. They are, for what they do, dirt cheap. For instance, I can't even remember, Microsoft's equivalent screen that size on the Surface Pro, whatever it is, costs, I think it was £20,000, and like a projector is, you know, £400 or whatever. The problem with projectors is they're not great at picking colour, they're not great at reproducing colour, unlike your display is way better at it, but they also get old. And I don't know if you've ever seen that hideous thing come up on the projector saying, you need to change your light bulb now, blah, blah, blah. So the point is, make sure you test your PowerPoints on the screen you're going to be using. Maybe just do the first PowerPoint, see how it goes, and then tweak the next PowerPoints instead of just doing a whole load of PowerPoints and think they're going to look amazing. So let's fix this PowerPoint and let's see if we can make it look better. Now, the other thing I want to add to it is a picture. I think that a picture will go nicely with this topic, and so we're going to put one on. And the other thing, which will lead on to the next thing I want to discuss, is there's a lot of text on there. There's no need for there to be a lot of text on there unless you're, you know, getting your students to write down everything on the PowerPoint. As a teacher, you're going to be saying a lot of that stuff. So what you might want to consider is trying to minimize the words and, you know, try and raise the impact of each slide so that they have maximum sort of dent in the student's memory, rather than just, oh, that looks like a lot of text, I'm not going to read that. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim down the words and maybe have some room for another picture, or maybe make the other picture that's there even bigger. Okay, that's looking a lot better. So the other thing I want to discuss in this video is teachers, and I've seen plenty, who love just to put a PowerPoint up and then read everything on the PowerPoint to the class. That's not teaching. It's not teaching. Like, for instance, I could quite happily now, for 2 or 3 subjects, make that right now, and I could replace that teacher. Maybe have someone in the room to check behaviour and check that they're working. But what's the point? You are a teacher because you are teaching. You're not a teacher because you are reading. Okay. Now, some of you might in the comments say, "But I work in a, you know, high-end school that everyone's going to do really well, and all they need to do is assimilate the information. It works for me." Fine. If you're getting great results and they're great rounded individuals when they leave your classroom, brilliant. But again, I would argue that's not teaching. It's great to be in that position where you're getting great results and you're not teaching. But for me, teaching is not just reading a PowerPoint. Keep the PowerPoint simple, keep it to the point, keep it, like for instance with subjects like physics, maths, chemistry, whatever, you need to have something up on the board, like some equation or some written example about how to use something, whatever. What is it? F equals ma. So you need an example about how you'd use that. But you don't necessarily need anything beyond that. You don't need a full written history of Einstein on the board. I mean, as a teacher, you can present that a lot better than a PowerPoint can. Maybe some pictures of Einstein would be brilliant, but you don't need a whole text about his life. In fact, do we need text at all? Why not just do it with pictures? Why not have a PowerPoint that is just pictures? Just pictures, say if you're doing history, just pictures of the war. And maybe for each picture, the students can just sit and stare at it. You don't have to say anything at all for a minute or so. Just get them to think about it. What do they say? This is quite a common strategy in subjects such as history. What do you say? If you were there, how would you feel? That is way more impactful than the people who are there were very sad, or whatever it is. Okay? Sucking eggs. Teaching to suck eggs. This gift that we've been given as a modern day teacher of PowerPoint and projections is a brilliant one, but we are not using it very, very well as a whole. And my argument is why? Why don't we use it as a whole? You might say to me that, oh, that sounds great, but I don't have time to be searching for those pictures. Okay, go onto Google, go onto image search. So click on images at the top and type in, I don't know, World War II images, or whatever. You'll get images straight away. Now, you have to check the licensing, blah, 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 but you'll get images straight away. For instance, there's another site called Pixabay, which has royalty-free, if you're worried about licensing, royalty-free images. Anyone can use them, and you can definitely project them inside your class. Go for it. Project those up, and it doesn't take that long. It takes you way longer to write the text and type out the text for each PowerPoint. I'm going to let you into a little secret. I think teachers who put loads of text in their PowerPoint don't really know that topic, don't really know that subject, and are using that as a crutch to make themselves feel happy that they know it. Now, I would imagine 99% of those teachers actually do know that topic well, but are just fearful that they don't. The more I see teachers, the more I see teachers go through their career, the less I see them relying on reading that out. Because generally, like when you write something or when you've got something from the internet and put it on your PowerPoint, it's not the way that you would describe it. It's the way you describe it if you're not quite sure and you're a bit nervous about your own knowledge. But it's not the way you would describe it. Every single person describes something differently. It doesn't matter what subject it is. Say if it's, PE with aerobic respiration, the way I describe that is not going to be the same way as you do, and it's definitely not going to be the same way as what's on that PowerPoint. Even if I wrote the PowerPoint last year, it's still not the same way as I'd describe it. So what is on there is not you. It's never going to be you unless you literally typed it out that morning. And even then, it's better coming from you than a PowerPoint. A PowerPoint should be a PowerPoint should be a supplementary tool, not a sole tool. But let's go crazy. Why stop at a picture? Why not just have a video come up? In your PowerPoint, you can embed it. And I'm sure if you don't know, there's someone in your school that does. Your tech department can show you how to do it, or your IT department could show you how to do it. Embed a video and just press play, done. And say, again, I'll go back to history. Say if it's a video of a World War II bomber, going across, and the video footage of it, and whether it's propaganda or something like that, whatever it is, I would say keep the videos short and punchy, and you can, again, talk to your IT team about using video editing software to trim it down to the bit you want. And there's plenty of resources out there that have all of that stuff royalty-free for pretty much most subjects. But again, like even if you don't use video, what about sounds? Say if you're, again, I'll use history. I'm just going to keep going history. If you're a history teacher, the sounds of the war, you know, just literally just cut the video. Right, guys, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to listen to this and tell me what you feel. If imagine you were there, tell me what you feel. A whole load of options are available rather than going through the PowerPoint, click, and this is what, click, and this is the next, click. It's very, very boring for us to see. And this is the thing I want to end on. Teachers on the first day, you know, September the 2nd, I think it was this year, go into the hall and the head teacher and SLT and maybe some heads of faculty are talking to them about something, probably something very important. In fact, almost certainly something very important. No, definitely something very important. However, how do they present it? Big PowerPoint with loads of information all over it. Ironically, I'm not going to say what school, I'm not going to say anyone involved. However, we had one of those sessions on PowerPoints. And actually, you know, some of the things I'm discussing today have come from that session that I've remembered. The PowerPoint on how PowerPoints should be used better was a really badly done PowerPoint with loads of text, no pictures, things that could have been shown were told. And ironically, unlike this video, because I've learnt, they did not have any good PowerPoints, any positive PowerPoints. They just had words that described a good PowerPoint. And I think, again, the person doing it was a brilliant person, but they were probably nervous that their good PowerPoint was not going to be the same as everyone else's good PowerPoint. I'm a little bit nervous with the comment section that the PowerPoint I showed before, that I said was amazing, some of you could go, no, actually, no, it's not amazing because you should have done this. Brilliant. And that's what teaching's about. Teaching's about discussion and having your own opinion. For me, that was brilliant, and I knew that would work. Okay, but it might be awful for you. And I'm going to talk about this in a future video, but I'm going to say a little bit now on sharing resources and sharing PowerPoints. One of the worst things you can do, I believe, is share PowerPoints. You can share, like, if you've got an amazing slide of a picture of, I keep going back to history, let's pick something else, an oxbow lake in geography. You've got an amazing picture of an oxbow lake. Brilliant, share it. But if you've got a whole PowerPoint, and that, in fact, some schools, I'm going to talk about this in a future video. I'm going to stop there, but that's a sneak peek in a future video. Future rant by the sounds of it. Anyway, I'm going to stop there while I'm ahead. Hopefully you've got some ideas from today's video. However, if you don't, or if you disagree with anything, or you want to ask your own question on this, please feel free to write in the comments. I read all of them. And in fact, we're going to do a future video on either one of those questions or all those questions and try and respond, and even some comments to try and see what other people's points of view are. Because I see this channel as a kind of social channel. We shall see, and I kind of want to promote that, which would be brilliant. If you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more from us, we release videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday at 5 o'clock PM UK time, and click subscribe, and apparently there's a bell that you've got to click as well because of the YouTube algorithms, I don't know, whatever. So thank you very much for watching this video, and see you later.